All right, we're recording. Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another Glimesh team meeting. Thank you all for joining me tonight. If you're in our Discord right now, make sure you mute yourself. That way your mic's not going out to the world. And then as a reminder for anyone who is in our Discord or who is in here on our chat, your message, your voice is going to be recorded and shared with the internet. It's going to be distributed on YouTube as well. So if you're not okay with that, make sure you don't talk and you don't chat. For anyone else who hasn't been here before, welcome to our team meeting. This is a kind of like a traditional meeting that we host in order to share information with the world, in order to talk about some weekly metrics, some wins, some challenges, and then we always host a questions and answers session at the very end of the meeting. So if you do have any questions, or you have any discussions that you want to have that aren't exactly related to the topic, just save them. We'll get to all of them at the end of the meeting after we end the recording. For anyone who's new, thank you for joining. For anyone who's old, no thank you for joining. We'll go ahead and get started here. All right, so this was a crazy week, and you'll see this below. We've had an absolutely ridiculous week, I think. Not only were our metrics just out of this world, with 1,179 new users, but Discord, Twitter, they all grew tremendously as well. Discord grew by 163 users, and Twitter grew by 460. We've been seeing basically 100 new followers each week, but this past one we had a really crazy amount of new Twitter followers come on board, and it's really showing. Everyone seems to be sharing Glimesh, sharing profiles, sharing what they've been building, and kind of supporting each other. And so I really like all the Twitter traffic that's been happening, and I think that's kind of crucial to our success, because right now we don't. We're not public, we're not open to everyone, but we want to make sure that we can spread the word to everyone. We want to make sure that now, before we've launched, we can get everyone wanting to use Glimesh and hopefully make it their new home. And Twitter's a really good avenue for that so far. For anyone who's having any issues with the stream, there's a couple of weird things with VPNs that we haven't quite figured out yet. Also, Opera GX, there's a couple of weird things. So I would try using like Chrome, even Edge. Those should work pretty fine. If you're in anything weird, we can definitely try and help you in our bugs channel on Discord, but it's unlikely that we'll be able to get it fixed here on the stream. So, all right. So that's our weekly metrics. Well, lots of growth, lots of new users. I think we're going to hit 10 grand easily. I think we can probably even hit 10 grand users before the end of the month. We'll see. But that's going crazy. That's a ridiculous amount. And another really cool thing is we actually launched a feature last week where you can link your Twitter. And we had, here, let me scroll down. Oh God, spoilers. We had 462 people within 1 week connect their Twitter accounts, which is huge. That's totally awesome. And I think that we're really kind of hitting our peak here. All right, I'm going to keep moving. What are these? Oh, okay, don't worry about that. That was, I think, suggestions. Let's see. Okay, cool. All right, so the biggest news, hold on, damn it, I spoiled again. All right, drum roll, please. Can you even hear that? Is that sounding? Is that okay? Is that weird?
It was average, but it's
average?
fine.
Okay. All right. So the most exciting thing that we did in the last week, I'm just going to say it. Maybe there are other things that I missed, but this is super hype. We have Glimesh FTL running on multiple edge nodes and multiple ingest nodes now. Now we only have one ingest, but this is huge. This is amazing. And this is all really Hayden's like brainchild. And I really want to take this moment in because this is a huge amount of effort. Hayden will, I think, dive into it in a second, but this is all custom built streaming architecture. This is custom built scaling architecture. The video relaying we're doing is not only simple, but it's concise. It's been well thought out, and I think it's a really great platform for starting to grow the service. It's not going to be without bugs. It's not going to be perfect, but it's a really great foundation. And I think it's it's awesome to finally have it out in production. Today, right now on this stream, we're not running all of this, but we do have 3 edge servers. We do have 1 ingest server. We have an orchestrator, and then we have 94 viewers all consuming the stream at the same time. And I'm still running Glimemovies. So, we're doing 2 streams concurrently with probably 100 viewers across both of them. There's probably some stuttering or issues, sometimes, but that's really kind of the first step. So I think it's awesome. Hey, do you have anything to add there?
No, you put it pretty well. It's a great first iteration on this new platform. So of course, like you said, there will be lots of to-do items, lots of little bugs, lots of optimizations and little features along the way. But the fact that we're hitting 70 plus people already without any major breakage, that's an awesome first step.
Yeah, it's ironic because I said that, and then here, let me share this real quick. Edge 3 apparently has a couple more people than it's supposed to have on it. So,
but isn't going in our favor.
But we're not balancing that, so that's pretty awesome. Because the next step there is essentially to route viewers to the server that has the least congestion or the server that's closest to them. And we didn't have a chance to do that part yet, but it just goes to show you, not only do we have more people than we've ever had on one staff meeting, but if it's not working for you, just refresh. You get a different edge, and then it'll probably work fine. All right. So the kind of context we always add there is Glimesh is entirely open source. All the code we make, everything from the operations code to the FTL code to the platform code to chat, the API, everything's open source. In fact, even our company books, records, financial documents, those are all open source as well. Not open source, but open. And so if you're interested in helping build not only Glimesh, but the potential future of the streaming world, you should definitely check out our GitHub repository. Definitely check out our dev channel. We build it every day. Hayden's building it in the wee hours of the night in his free time, and all of our contributors are kind of just making this on volunteer time. But the greatest thing about it is we're making a really stable foundation that Glimesh is using, of course, but you can also use for your streaming platform or for your, video conference or whatever you want to use it for. So it's really kind of cool. We're helping the world out and we're helping ourselves out. All right, I'm gonna keep moving here. I think I can talk all night, and I'm too sober to talk for hours. Glimesh will stay. Don't worry about that. But yeah, the FTL Edge and ingest servers are now live in production. We have 3 edges. That's super awesome. And then we have the FTL orchestrator that's been deployed as well. That's actually in production now. That's doing amazingly, actually, doing way better than I ever expected. That's basically all we have to say about FTL. All right, the next cool thing is we've got a couple of different business partnership conversations going on, or at least starting to go on. We've been contacted by a bunch of people actually recently. We've been contacted by Gilded, by QuickDrop, which is like a newsletter for gaming. And I think there was one more that basically wanted to either add integrations with us, be able to show when you go live on Gilded, on Glimesh, or maybe being able to log in directly with Gilded. And having these kind of conversations, being able to spread Glimesh to other platforms, to other services, it's super awesome. And we're really fortunate for people to kind of want to work with us like that. Gilded is quite small, still, and this newsletter, QuickDrop, is very small, but that's just they're as small as we are, right? And we're going to continue to grow, continue to build together, and hopefully create some really strong partnerships. Nothing solid there yet, just talking about it. And then we've also been having some really great discussions going on in our GitHub discussions. And so this is a new tool that we're trying out. You can see it here. Boom. So what this lets us do essentially is be able to break an idea out into more long form discussion. Discord is great because Discord allows you to quickly chat with everyone and kind of come to a quick consensus. But it's really hard in Discord to explain a thought out idea. You have to fully read what the other person's saying, and then sometimes chat can move by so fast that people who are slow typers or who really want to think about their idea have to they're put at a disadvantage because it takes a long time to get the idea out, or it's not the most convenient method for them. And it also makes decision making kind of hard because you just can't get consensus. You have time zones, you have people who get disconnected, people who are at the dentist office. So we've been using a tool called GitHub Discussions, which allows us to kind of have long form discussions. And we started talking about sorting options for stream lists, which is kind of like an idea of being able to sort. And while this may seem like a simple idea, it's actually a very important one to talk about because whenever you add sorting ability, you add the ability to create bias in defaults. For me, my initial thought was like, hey, why would I not add a sort that has, most viewers, least viewers, recently started, longest stream, etc. And what the community quickly pointed out is like, hey, that doesn't exactly make sense. If Glimesh is all about discoverability and it's all about being fair and equal, well, the first thing people are going to do is click most viewers and ignore all the discoverability you've built, all the recommendations or random you've built. And so, not that opinion's right, not that my opinion's right. What that allowed us to do is like basically say, hey, hold on, we need to actually talk about this. We need to have a discussion, figure out what other people do, what other platforms do, get some other opinions and feedback, and then collectively come up with a decision. And so we don't have a decision yet on that one, but this is what that allows us to do. It allows us to actually come through here, get our thoughts out, make wireframes or whatever, and then hopefully come to a consensus. So that's a really cool and neat thing that's been happening. All right, and then like I mentioned before, we did launch Twitter Connecting, which is the ability to link your Twitter account to your Glimesh profile. I just want to say that this was like a pretty quick feature that we added in order to get better verification of Twitter users. That way you couldn't just add, your Twitter name is Dr. Disrespect and then suddenly be Dr. Disrespect. And we kind of launched it as like a subtext of a tweet. And it's already got 462 users. 462 people have already clicked that button and are now verified on our Twitter user list. So that's super neat. That's a really great, that's a feature success. That's a lot of people that wanted to link that. All right. And then the next thing is we did work on some of the player pieces. So, it used to be that whenever you were here and you refreshed or you loaded it for the first time, it wouldn't always immediately start playing. And that's because there's some instantiation going on. It's trying to load the stream, trying to get the first couple of frames. But now we've made it so it will automatically load for most people. And then we did have to mute it by default in order to do that. But I think for me, it's better to have the video and then you can unmute as opposed to not having that. Which edge? Edge 3. Edge 3 is not passing. So we have how many viewers?
130.
All right, good to know. The servers are at, so we scaled down on the servers in particular to try and figure out exactly what our threshold is and how we need to scale other servers, especially in production. So these servers only have 2 CPU cores and 4 gigabytes of RAM. And then I think what we'll do is we'll take this back and go look at it and then figure out the right size server. So thank you for bearing with us, anyone who's here. My bit rate is about 5,000. I wonder if I should adjust that real quick.
You have to end stream to change bitrate.
Do you?
Yeah.
I think I can.
Yeah.
You sure about that? I just did
pretty
it.
sure.
I did it.
I think it starts encoding again.
No, I totally just. Oh, well, I was already using. I don't know. It's working.
Clone
It
telling
looks
the
familiar.
seasoned professional.
Look, it's at 3,400. Okay, we'll see. It doesn't matter. Hopefully that'll reduce some of the load of the servers. I think it's depending on your encoding method, and you have to remember I'm on a potato computer with encoding that you've never even seen before because it's deprecated. All right, so autoplay should be fixed. It doesn't always work. There are going to be issues. We're going to continue to work on it, continue to make it better, but it should be better than it was. The next thing, we improved a lot of the page titles. So now things are named appropriately. They're actually, all the pages should be named. And then whenever you're linking your profile or your stream page on social media, it should actually include your avatar and your information. Whereas before, it wasn't always including that. All right, sorry about that. Just make sure we're good. All right, and then the next two things are kind of infrastructure, DevOps related. In addition to, excuse me, this always happens when I talk for so long. In addition to getting the FTL to be an ingest, an edge, and then having FTL orchestrator, we needed to be able to automate some new infrastructure, and so we worked on some Terraform and Ansible scripts to be able to spin up new servers automatically. So now whenever we want to add another server, I could actually add another server right now. We'd be able to change the count of the Terraform file, hit run, and then it would literally just make 2 new servers, add DNS entries for them, and then people could start to use them. And this will be important as we launch, because then we'll be able to scale in real time with the number of people that are on the server or watching streams. It is technical. If you want to learn more, dev channel, of course. And then we do have monitoring now, and that's how I know that which edge is currently on fire and which edge is not. Edge 1 is doing okay, edge 2 is doing okay, edge 3 is on fire. All right, and then the last thing here, this is officially the most viewed, the most liked, the most retweeted tweet, I think, or maybe it's not retweeted yet, but it'll be there eventually. Christoph, who's behind me over there to the left of me, has been working on merch. And now this has been in combination with several different people. I think BubDrum especially has been helpful in making a lot of the designs for the t-shirts. But we're working on merch because we want to launch with merch. We want for you to be able to wear a Glimesh t-shirt on launch day and like rep it from the very beginning, because there's just so much passion that comes behind that, and so much brand rep. And we're super excited to announce our second ever t-shirt that is now going to be available here, maybe next week, maybe the week after, who knows, to everyone. And so, boom, there's the Glimesh t-shirt. I don't have it on because it's a large and I'm not a large. But I'm not trying to say anything, honey. Just trying to talk about t-shirts. I do have one on though, so you can see it. Glimesh, boom, nice, fits.
That was the OG one.
That's the OG. We're not gonna have that one for sale, but it'll be very similar. And then maybe Christoph will come show it off in a second. But it's a nice, very soft cotton shirt. It's simple. It's nothing crazy. We're not introducing hats or jackets or anything at this time. We're just doing a shirt. And we want to make sure that we're offering one low flat price for everyone with shipping included. And so no matter what size you are, no matter what size you need, no matter where you live in the world, you'll pay one flat price and get a t-shirt shipped to you.
That might be to go over there because you want to be a shirt of the shirt.
No, we'll do it in a minute.
Okay.
And there's no ordering limits, so you can order as many shirts as you want. Yeah, international shipping is included. And that's kind of important for us because it's kind of weird to charge different prices for different sizes. So anyways, yeah, Christoph's been working on that. It's been super awesome. We actually now have the merch store created. It's not available to anyone else yet, but it even looks like Glimesh, which is super cool. I can show you this because it's password protected, but it actually looks like Glimesh. It kind of fits the brand. You can see the shirt. You can see there's going to be more sizes. We're not there yet. Don't worry. And then you'll be able to order with all sorts of payment methods. It'll support whatever you want, not PayPal. Sorry. Not Bitcoin either. Sorry. Especially not now because Ripple. Anyone hear about that news? We'll talk about that in a minute. That's off topic. All right. That is it for the wins. Are there any other wins that I missed? Anything I forgot? Wow, Pixel. What the hell?
Everyone wants to know why not PayPal.
Everyone wants to know why not PayPal? Oh my God, it's so much work. We'll talk about PayPal in a second. I think so, Ivan. I think we support that. Shopify does support PayPal, but we had set up a PayPal business account. Guys, PayPal I have bad experiences with. Okay, we'll talk about that in 1 second. Let me make sure any wins. Anyone in the Discord have any wins they want to bring up? Anything that I forgot? Anything that I missed? Anything that we forgot? You forgot? Whoever forgot? All right, another win is Paco is not here for this meeting, which is good for him because he's normally dedicating himself to Glimesh, and so having a night off is good. No, having a night off is good. All right. So super excited about the orchestrator. Super excited about merch. And the next thing here, so challenges. We got a couple of challenges. We talk about these all the time. Kajasi, the API is ready. You didn't see it? I have it right here. You can send messages now. Come on. What more do you want? It's never going to be ready until you tell me exactly what you want. That's the problem. All right. So we have 2 ongoing challenges that we need to talk about. And I'm really, really, really close. So I'm going to tease it today. The first challenge that we have is that there's a lot about foreign tax and foreign legal obligations to do with payouts, paying a streamer. That's really confusing, right? It's very complicated. There's tax treaties and income tax and forms, and you have to track pennies. You have to track pennies for every human that you do business with so you can pay out the right people. And if you mess any of these things up, if you pay the wrong person or you don't pay enough, and you ignore it, you can go to jail. And for you, the person, that would be you, but for the company, that would either be they'd either sue the company, take the company to court, shut the company down, and we don't want to shut Glimesh down just because we didn't pay a tax man $40. So we want to understand what those legal obligations are first before we offer this to other countries besides the United States. And this has been the kind of thing that we've been talking about for a while. But as we've been learning, as we've been talking with our payment partner Stripe, we're learning that we are probably going to be able to support up to 40 countries on launch virtually immediately, because Stripe does all of that for us. They handle the tax, they handle the information, and all we need to do is just make sure that we're charging the right people the right price and that we're collecting the right data from you. And I don't want to say that that's going to be absolutely true yet. So don't stop, chill, stop, slow it. But we know for a fact that they offer this and that they've been, Hiwa's been looking into it. We've been talking with an account rep there, and it seems like it's going to be a really, really easy transition to make. We just have to make sure that we're doing the right thing. So we are going to contact a professional just to get the one last sign of approval. But in all of our conversation, what the fuck just happened with chat? Someone got timed out. That's what I think happened. We're going to talk to one more professional, make absolute certain, and then potentially we'll have a lot of countries supported. And of course, that would be all your major countries for the most part. Who did you time out? Did you time out yourself? Anyone we need to untime out? There's some emotes. If you click on this, go down. You get emotes. Oh, come on. Who built this? Shitty ass interface. Oh my god. You see that just pop up there? Oh, awful. Okay. All right. So that's just a teaser. We'll see how that goes. The other thing is music, copyright. This has been the most discussed issue that we've seen in history. Everyone who comes into Glimesh now says like, "Hey, what's going on with music? Can we play music? How does music work?" So one of the things we're doing is, we are trying to learn more about music licensing, copyrights, how that stuff works. But we're also trying to prepare resources and information for streamers to get it right the first time. To learn, hey, when I have my first stream on Glimesh, here's where I can find my music. Here's what music I'm allowed to play. Here's how I can make sure that I'm doing the right thing legally. And then you'll have the best time on Glimesh. We won't get into any trouble, and we'll have a nice, cohesive relationship. We're not going to have a feature like Glim Music probably for a while, but linking out to independent artists, linking out to services like Pretzel or whoever who provide proper music licensing. We want to make sure that we organize that information, deliver it to you, and you're ready to go on Glimesh day one. All right. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to give everyone a roadmap update. So we said we would start doing this frequently in our last meeting, and here's our first update. I can move my camera a little bit. If anyone remembers last time, we kind of showed the same image here, but we actually just finished merchandise 1.0. That's done, and scalability. How do I zoom? Can everyone read that? Yeah, that's probably the account. So merchandise and scalability for streaming, we did check off. So now there's only a couple more things here. We got to work on stream stability mitigations. Not being able to, having edge nodes run out of space, having packets suddenly not be delivered to you anymore. There's a couple more things we need to figure out, make better there. Plus, we just have to do more monitoring, before we can go live. And then we need to get some payment controls in place. That way you can update your payment information, and then finish up the GCT. And then we're looking pretty good. So no promises on date yet. We're not ready to announce anything, but we did check off 2 items this week, which is really nice. You guys are still coming up with these Glim tracks? Glimify? You can't just take Spotify's name and put Glim in front of it. I get so much trouble. Glimify, GlimTube. I don't know about GlimTube. That one didn't sound very good. There could be the wrong implication there. All right, and that's the roadmap update. Are there any questions so far related to anything that we've talked about so far? Roadmap update. Stop it.
Somebody did ask maybe with Silas if they are allowed to spin up servers on their own for us to use.
So Silas asked if people are allowed to spin up servers that they control that Glimesh should host video on, or any kind of content. I think the answer for that is no. We have gotten offers in the past to have infrastructure that Glimesh can use, but I think that's extremely risky for us to do. Now, if you're a hosting provider wanting to offer us, a discount, that's totally, we'd love to have that conversation. But we're not a distributed video platform, so Glimesh Inc. would own and control all the servers that it uses. That was a question earlier, MJ, that Christoph saw. Yeah. All right.
How about running your own James notes for yourself?
Right. That we haven't even thought about that yet. Yeah, I think that's kind of probably out of the scope of what we'd want to do. ODT, we would, as of right now, as of this very moment, we would be launching to everyone in the world except for a certain few countries, which are, like North Korea, for example. But only citizens of the United States would be able to receive payouts. So anyone can subscribe, anyone can like pay other people, but only certain people can receive money. Now we want to make sure that we're able to help support all the countries in the world, but that's just going to take some time. We did learn some good news in the last week, but no promises there yet, no certainties there yet. We'll make an announcement for sure once we know. Yeah, no problem. Let's see here. Okay, so let's just review this real quick as a collective group. So we are prohibited to use the service for any dealings, engagements, or sale of goods, services linked directly or indirectly with jurisdictions that Stripe has deemed high risk, such as Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Crimea region, and Syria. So I'm not sure that anyone here is from those locations, but we would not be able to support you. Or we would be not able to process any payments across the board. So I apologize. All right. Okay. So if there's no questions that are related to specifically the items we talked about tonight, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and end this recording, keep the stream going. If anyone has any questions that are not related, we will absolutely answer any kind of questions you have. So if you have anything, speak up real quick or post in chat. If not, I'm going to end the recording and I'm going to keep the stream going to answer any kind of questions you have. Cayman Islands. Later. When we launch. Okay. All right. I'm going to end the recording now. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by. It's been a great night. Hope to see you next week. Bye.